What's up? What's going on, Hillman fam? How's everybody doing? Nick, how was your day?
What's up? What's up? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. So I'm excited to check in and talk to you. My day has kind of been going since Monday, even though today's Wednesday. I'm mad exhausted, but I just finished my first hackathon. So
I
yay.
get it.
Hackathon.
I get it. I get it. I get it. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. You almost done, right?
I mean, demos are
So,
tomorrow, so I can sleep tonight, whenever.
low key, you doc status now. Low key, you doc status now. You just ain't went through the. You just ain't crossed the stage. You know what I'm saying? Doc Nick. Okay.
I was actually
What's up, Doc?
I didn't tell you that. I was on a woman in tech panel and everyone was so impressed. They were so impressed with me. I started to feel a little impressed with myself. They was giving me all the kudos. So.
Now I have to be like, "What's up, Doc?" I can't call you Nick no more. I gotta be like, "What's up, Doc?" You know what I mean? You just
Oh,
switched up the status that quick. I rock with it.
when I tell you
Doc Nick.
my family won't stop calling me that. My child's calling me Dr.
Right.
Smart. I appreciate it. You ain't gotta do it though. Tell me about your day. How are you?
Doctor Huxtable. You know what I mean? I get it. Doc Nick.
You know.
My day was I've had an interesting week, but I can't say I'm learning how to rock with the positives, right? So week 3 in the gym,
Okay
you
now.
know what I mean? Muse Fitness, putting in that work, she really my personal trainer, she really going ham, but you know what I mean? I'm sticking it through. She's boasting me up while even during my weaker moments, she's really like, come on, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, you pushing through. So I'm there. Today was one of those days that was like, this gotta be hazing. But it was it was cool. I made it through. I felt like I've learned how many hats that I wear today by itself. In the morning, from dad to boss to catering to my boss to going to the gym and just fitness and wellness, and then to support one of my students that crossed IOTA today. He probated today. Well, two of my students, shout out to them. They probated IOTA today, and then to come back, and then I'm wearing, the co-host hat. So I just realized today, I'm thankful for the positives. Forget all whatever happened that's negative today. You know what I mean? I did forget my gym shoes at home. I had to drive all the way home and go back to the gym. But it's nobody cares about that.
But you left. You
Um,
stayed at the house. You got them and kept moving.
I got them. I kept it moving. I made it. I did what I needed to do. I drank plenty of water. So it was overall it was a blessed day, right? Because I'm looking at the positive. So it was a blessed day. We still here. We still able to rock out, right?
Yeah, I
Right. So
appreciate
that's
I appreciate that little blessing. I just realized that I have on red and you have on purple. Did you know that?
where it did not put the two together, right? You know what I mean?
All right. So we're on episode 10. Episode 10. What was this episode about?
So what I realize is this episode is about it's Christmas, right? So we getting along in the semester, whether y'all know it or not. If I'm not mistaken, the way I've been looking at these episodes, this all happens in one semester. It's like, or one school year,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Jesus. In my head, they should be like juniors by now, and I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? But this is Christmas. There's a lot of emotions in this episode, right? Um, and I can relate to a lot of emotions. There's some parts of it that I feel myself being in Denise's shoes, and then I look at other aspects of it where I I try to put myself in the shoes of like my child, right? With Whitley. Whitley is not, she comes from which used to be a whole home into a separated home, right? So I think with us kind of just looking at the episode again, like back then there's certain stuff that people did that I don't know if they do it in 2025. Do men still like? rock out with like they super young 23-year-old secretaries these days?
Absolutely. This ain't the
You
first time.
think so?
I think so. And this kind of reminds
I
me,
feel like that was a back in the day thing. It was like open back in the day. Like the average man that was like successful, right? Rich, successful. Somehow, some way, he ends up with like the little young secretary, and I just don't hear that happening in 2025 like that.
it's worth looking into, but doesn't your president, does isn't his wife significantly younger than him in the upper
Well,
part of the country? Isn't his baby mama wife significantly younger?
two things, right? Don't say you're president like you didn't go to the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, right? Cut it out. Second, right? The man's not even married right now. So,
I'm not talking about Clark. I'm talking about the president of the United States.
oh, I thought you were talking
Other
about
guy
our
that
school
ran
president.
country. I was not.
Yeah, they both was
I'm not
acting a
backing no
little.
black person into
But then when you say my president, I didn't vote. I didn't. I ain't trying to get the show shut down, but I
I'm
didn't
trying
vote
to shut it down.
for
I'm just
Trump.
saying there are people who are older who date younger women.
Like,
See, you know, and those are two
but
examples.
Trump is from that era. Trump is from that era, though. You know what I mean?
You're saying
It's like
you're saying people like our age don't do that. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying, like the average successful man that's like, say he's 38, right? 38, 40.
Mhm.
And he's successful, he's rich, and he had a wife that was 38, 40, and he's cheating with the 21-year-old secretary,
I don't
and
think
now
her
he's
daddy is
together.
40 years old. Her daddy is not 40. Her daddy's got to be 50, 60. He's old, old. Daddy.
But what I'm saying, but the difference is like back then, like I feel like back then everybody seemed old. They could have been young and seemed old. We didn't have a black don't crack back then. Black don't crack is recent, believe it or not.
I think
Nobody
never cracked.
show me something in the '80s where somebody say, you know, girl, black don't crack. That's not that's a newer like saying. You know what they say, black don't crack. My grandma never said that. You know what I mean? Like I think that's something that I think the newer older generation is saying. You know what I mean? Like our parents are the newer older generation.
Oh, our
You know
parents.
what I mean?
That's the 90s. Black don't crack was started in the
Like
90s.
the '90s. Yeah, I felt like the after like the whole Freak Nick situation and like as time went on, the mid '90s going into the 2000s was the black don't crack. You know what I mean? Back in the late '80s, early '90s, everything was Playboy. Everybody was 18. You know what I mean? Like everybody was all the girls you saw, they were actually young. They weren't
Okay.
these days you can put somebody up and think that they're 25 and they'll be 42. You know what I mean? I just think it's different, right? You know what I'm saying? Like but I feel like the water is different. I feel like what we do as to our bodies is different.
That's
It
what
was no health and wealth back then.
and things were healthier. Nowadays, things are not healthier.
Right.
We still look good. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about that,
But I think we're more cognizant of it these days. Like there was no Planet Fitness back then. You know what I mean? My dad worked out. He worked out in the living room. You know what
everybody
I'm saying? Like he wasn't
didn't have cars and stuff either, though. It was public transportation. A lot of people had one car for their household.
right.
Person worked. You know what I'm saying? So they moved around a lot more than we do now.
Right. But I think we go harder. I think like as far as health and wealth, we go a little bit harder than they did back then. You know what I mean? Like when I look at people in the gym these days, people have a conscious mind of saying, I want to live longer.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And if you think just in the test of time, when people was dying, they was like, yeah, man, my grandma, she died. She was like 55. It was real old. You know what I mean? I'm like, 55 not old. You know what I'm saying? 55, they still in the club these days.
My aunt this past Saturday, she was 95 young. And she needed it
Right.
for her last maybe 5 years of her life. Kid you not.
You know, when I was a kid, my great grandma, when she passed, she was like 72. You know
Seriously?
what I mean? Like it was like she wasn't really that old. Now I think about it, like these days, she wasn't really that old. You know what I mean? I think people live longer these days than they did back in the day.
I don't know about that.
You never heard of a
What do you
person
think about,
saying,
What do you think about a
When
man
I
dating
was 8,
women though? Because you're a man. Would you not date somebody that was younger? Say, your baby girl's off in college and you get your little young Sallywag. She ain't in the house with you no more. Can you see yourself dating somebody younger than you?
the youngest I am going these days, and you got to be a mature youngin, is 28. That's it. That's the youngest, and you got to be like you got to come with something. Like I need to
It's probably
like right now. I'm at a point in my life where I it's okay to be in your 30s and I can rock with you. You know what I mean? Men mature fast. I mean, women mature faster than men anyway.
can't date you.
I could do the 30s, but I also could see myself having more kids. You know what I mean? Now,
Okay.
if I was at a point where I was like, man, I want no more kids. Oh, I'm definitely going for the 40s because you probably done anyway. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
So me personally, I prefer an older man because I feel like men are they established at a certain point, and I ain't trying to have no kids. That's another reason why I don't want a younger guy than me. I want someone
right,
that's oh, I could go for at my tender age of 40. I could date somebody that's like 60 if he's healthy. If he's
and I
healthy
don't. I,
and
I
safe.
don't. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody coming up to me while I'm standing with my daughter and say, "Oh, that's her sister." The instant breakup. That's not cute.
If you trying to date somebody that's 28 and we don't look
When
28,
I'm
please, she gonna look like she about
when
to.
I'm telling when I'm telling you, there was like three people that rolled up. It was like, "Oh, your lovely sister, man, you got two beautiful daughters."
What do you think that
I would.
he's
I
dating?
would have sent her back home.
He dating somebody that looks like his daughter, that they can favor, that she could be his daughter. That's not okay.
But what I'm saying is, after the first person says it,
We done.
not only is it a breakup, but I'm sending you home right then and there. We're not going on vacation. What?
Like that
We're not
though.
going on vacation. Hugh Hefner did it for years, but that was acceptable with Hugh. You know what I mean? Hugh Hefner, 18 was the that was his thing. Oh, you 18? Playboy Mansion. Let's rock out. You legal, you can vote. Playboy Mansion. But these days ain't nobody no.
Okay, but who
This generation,
wrong then for her
nah.
behavior? Do you think Monica was wrong for their behavior? I think Monica was petty. She got to the door of the dorm and kissed that man in front of his daughter just to be petty.
I don't think it was petty. I think it was establishing your grounds.
She
I
didn't get
think it
on
was
grounds. She still
like,
behind the ears.
you know, women do that. Are so territorial that women do that. Like, let me show you before you get to acting all a little funny, little spoiled daughter. Let me show you what it is real quick. Mommy and daddy not together. Let me show you. It's reality.
Right. Was there a right or wrong? Everybody was right in their own emotions and how they felt.
I feel like dad was wrong. I don't feel like none of the women were wrong. I feel like dad was wrong. You placed them in that position to be able to do that.
Mhm.
And dad, you surprised your daughter with that. You don't surprise people with that. What am I supposed to do? I got a responsibility there. No, you do not. Her parents got a responsibility there. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? No. I wish my dad would roll up to Clark Atlanta and I'm in the dorm. You know what I mean? That was my mom would show up. There was somebody that's my age. I'm beating him up, and me and mom gotta have a talk. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not. Don't surprise. I don't like surprises. Don't surprise me unless it's a birthday cake or I open my eyes and you done took me on a trip. Don't surprise me with those. Don't show up and be like I'm your brother. No, you not. My parents is
My parents
loyal. No, they.
show up. They show up and say, "I'm your new daddy." That's what that was. It wasn't even "I'm your brother." I'm your new daddy.
Yeah, don't show up and be like, "What up, stepson? I'll kick you in your throat." What type of no?
Okay,
Now me and both of my brothers gotta beat you up. You
hey,
know what I mean? Because you crossed the line. You should have known. You should have told my mama, "Hey, listen, I think you should call him first. Like I think you should have this convo. You have to have a family sit down before you spring that type of stuff. And then the breakup just happened.
it just
It
happened.
like
We
just
found out about it. Right. That's what bothered me about it. Not even that he's
we
against
didn't even let enough time go by. But what made me feel like what made me feel like it was well deserved on the breakup was mom was tripping. Mom didn't try to console the child. She didn't try to console Whitley. Whitley had to tell her Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. it was like she was like, "Mom, let's get together. Let's see each other." Oh, you can't? There's no phones where you going? Oh, you need to decompress? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Like she basically was like, I ain't trying to be around none of you.
Hey, I'm not blaming the mom either because the mom was her backup plan. Willie didn't plan on seeing her mama. She didn't contact her mom. She didn't have no plans with her. That was her backup plan in the first place.
It
That
sounded
was
like
it.
that was a no. It sounded like mom was just if Whitley is spoiled, imagine mom. Imagine how mom has been basically groomed to
But
be that person.
it's not true though, right? It's possible that he spoiled his daughter and did not take care of his wife. And that's the reason why they're not together anymore. We don't know. They haven't told us anything about the mom. So we don't know how well he
They're
took care.
not
And
they're not
obviously
together
he's
because
bitter
caught
because
stepping
he got
out.
some new girl he's trying to take on a trip. He didn't have no plans with her.
Right. They not she wasn't new. She worked with this man. That's probably he got caught. That's what that is. You got caught up, and now you gotta save face because you can't get rid of both of the women. That's your roster. You messed up, so you got to keep one.
So you can't blame
Keep the one that you got
that
caught.
caught.
Mom caught you. She gone.
So
So with mom going on the trip, and then I could tell you off rip, dad got caught because mom wasn't saving no bread. She went on an all expense paid trip. She
she was
know in this divorce she get
farm
bread.
or something. Oh, she's got
She knew she knew she getting that bread because he got caught. Infidelity is a wrap. You know what I mean? You get caught cheating, it
a
is
lawyer though.
over with.
He's a lawyer. Okay, so can you remember like a grown up conversation you've had with your parents
Um,
that told you that
first I wanna caveat this with something, right? My parents have been together since they were sophomores in high school,
which I absolutely
right?
yeah, it's dope.
My parents, no pun intended towards my frat brother Bill Cosby, but my parents were the Huxtables. You know what I mean? Like they were the starting from the hood, working their way up, really established, got to the suburbs, and they took care of the kids, right? So I could tell you my first real adult conversation was with my dad, right? Because like an idiot in high school, I ain't gonna say like an idiot. In high school, I had my high school sweetheart or whatever, right? And I got engaged and like as a senior
Mhm.
without telling my parents, you know what I mean? None of that. And they had to have a real life convo. And my dad had a convo about college. My mom was like, we need to meet. I'm taking you. I need to meet their parents, right? And it just so happened at that same time that my mom saw it, her parents, she went home and while she was studying, her mom peeped the ring on her finger, like, what's this? You know what I mean? So then we had to have like some real what? What you say?
She didn't
We
tell
what?
she didn't tell her parents either.
Oh, no, neither one of us told our
Yeah, really
parents.
grown.
It was
Okay.
like school. I was graduating. She was a junior, and I was like, man, I don't care about these college girls. You it. You know what I mean? And I can tell you for a fact, like I was like head over heels for this girl. Like all my friends back at home, they thought she was it. They was like, if y'all don't work out, there ain't no hope for couples. That's how good it was. You know what I mean? And I went to college, and the movie Drumline ruined my relationship.
You didn't tell me that
She
part.
saw she saw the movie Drumline, right? And all my friends back at home was like, Nick Cannon, that's Ray. He at school right now hollering at the dancer. I'm at Benedict. I'm a crab. I can't talk to nobody. That movie not realistic. I couldn't talk to nobody but other freshmen, right? And I was like, man, look, this was a time. This was a time where crabbing was a real thing. And I couldn't talk to nobody but the freshmen or people that talked to me. And I wasn't talking to no dancers back then, right? So, and
Man,
it wasn't a time where we were really just blowing up each other's phones like that. I had to go get, you remember the days of college? We had to go get a phone card?
yeah.
Right. I had to go get a phone card to go call on the dorm. Right, I'm telling my age a little bit, you know, I'm sorry, but I had to go get the phone card, you know what I mean? I couldn't afford a cell phone back then. I'm a freshman, you know what I mean? The summer jobs is over with,
Mhm.
and it wasn't enough. I was taking the Greyhound back to Connecticut. It was the worst rides.
Oh, I took that Greyhound.
And
I know what you mean.
But my dad kept it funky with me. My dad was like, "Listen, that's high school, man. Like it's rare that that happens. It's rare that life is just like your high school sweetheart, y'all marry, y'all." He was, me and your mother lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not like that. Like I can be honest, out of all of my family, like as far as my dad and his brothers and stuff like that, it's only my dad is like that. You know what I mean? So it is a rare thing, and it's nothing against my uncles are great guys, man. I look up to them to the end. Great men. They showed us, the way. They paved the ways for us. Whether it be sports, music, band, whatever it may be, they always guided us. But my dad was the lucky one to be with his high school sweetheart. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the real of it is my dad has had more adult conversations than my mom. My mom is always she mom. Son, it ain't always gonna be like this. She get no, you ain't never had those like talks. It ain't never going.
I have a lot to talk
It'll
about
get
that
better.
with my child as a mother. Me and her have lots of adult conversations about how she's navigating her life, her relationships, her budget. We're always talking about something. And she trusts me, so she doesn't have to like hold nothing back. She tells me the truth. And we have real conversations all the time.
Adult moment with your child, right? Let's talk about this. How they call Uncle Diggy.
Mhm.
Uncle Diggy, I got a
Oh my
flat
God.
tire or whatever. But let's talk about this. And
That's
she
you.
was giving me Willie vibes. She was giving me Willie vibes. I said, "Why don't you know how to?" I was like, "I love you, but why don't you know how to change a tire?" And guess what her response was, right? Do you know who my mother is? What does that even mean?
At me.
What does that mean?
I know how
When
to
she
change
hit me with it, I felt like I was talking to Whitley for 2 seconds. I was like, type
it.
of bougie. She
I'm
said, I don't even pump my own gas. I said, what if there's two girls in the car? She
She
said,
said
then
she
I
don't
make
pump
my
her own
friend.
gas.
She said she don't pump her own gas.
She said that? She pumps my gas all the time.
She said, I'll go get my friend and I'll tell her. She said, I'll tell her to do it. She like a tomboy anyway. That's what she said. I said, Jesus.
I
I
don't
said, so you telling she said, I need gas right now. I'm headed to Douglasville to pick my homegirl up. She gonna pump it and then bring it ahead to Kelso. That's what she told me.
You didn't tell me that. That's my doing.
I said,
I'll
what?
take that.
Whitley bougie.
I'll take that. And with her
She
dad,
said,
we
do you
had a conversation about that. He was like, I don't understand why you can pass a gas station and not get gas when you know you need gas. I said, because you at home. So just go.
I
We
didn't
switch cars. When I was low on gas, I give him my keys. I take and when I was
that's
pregnant,
how you raise but that's how you raise a Whitley.
you're right. I'm okay with it.
That's the conversations I have with Aaliyah is, girl, you gotta figure it out. Don't depend on no man. It's cool if the man does it for you, but don't do that. Don't say that you need a man to do certain
And I
things. You
agree.
make
I
your,
don't need a
you
man.
make your own money. You take out your own trash. You pump your own gas. I'll teach you how to change a tire. But when that man is there, he's expected to do it.
That's
You
how
know what I mean?
I'll do everything I need
But
to. I'm not
but
taking a
they not.
there's a man in this house. I'm not pumping my gas. There's a man in my car. If there's a man in the vicinity of me, I'm not pumping my own gas. I have a little cousin who's a senior this year. We went to go get breakfast in two separate cars. Because of
Here's
let's put some gas in this. Because he must really
here's a
not pump
question.
every time I need gas, he pumps it for me. And I love
But
him.
here's a question. When did pumping gas become a man thing?
I'm not saying that it is. It's an OCD thing for me personally. It's OCD. I have this
When did
thing that I can put on my hand to not touch it. I don't like the way gas smells. It's a Nicole thing. It
the
ain't gotta be a sexist
well,
thing.
the thought is because the thought no, it's not just you. It's a lot of women that feel that way. The thoughts are right. You have your Jaleesas and you have your Whitleys, right? Jaleesa pumping her own gas. I guarantee it. Jaleesa's pumping her own independent. She pumping her own gas. Just the same way, if you need to water your flowers, you getting a man to handle the water hose because the pump look like a water hose. When you got the little thing on the joint, when you got to squeeze it, that's a gas pump. It's
Yeah.
just water coming out instead of gas.
Anyway, we're not on topic. While we're talking about Jaleesa,
No,
Do
no, no. I had to throw that out there, right? I had to throw out the comparison of Whitley and Jaleesa because one is really spoiled and one is really independent.
I don't think I don't think there's a difference between being spoiled and being blessed. Whitley is blessed and she delegates all the time. She delegated this episode. She delegated her gifts. She knows how to get she's resourceful. I think that's a better word for it. Can
Did
you
you
not
just
pick
say
your face? She is resourceful. Is she not resourceful?
Whit- you said Whitley is blessed,
And
not spoiled?
I said there is a difference between being blessed and being spoiled. We talked about this on another episode. I'm not talking
And
about
then but you said Whitley's not spoiled, she's resourceful.
okay,
What in the
she is a little bit, she's a touch of spoiled, a touch, but she is blessed, she is favored, and she is very resourceful.
me and Daddy are going to go hit the slopes for Christmas? That is not,
That
that's
makes it spoiled.
spoiled.
That's blessed. The opportunity to travel for Christmas as a tradition is, I think the spoiled part is thinking that he has to give all of his attention to her. That's a little spoiled. But the trip is just a blessing. But like I said, can we move on to a different topic? We spent the whole episode talking about Whitley. We ain't hit nobody else in the episode.
She's
Is that
fine,
okay?
but she's spoiled. But okay, just okay, let's move forward, right? We're not gonna talk about Whitley and her mother sister that is her age. Let's run towards
Her mother, sisters.
okay,
It was a Christmas episode. We talked about that, right? It's not the Christmas.
in this episode, they had Secret Santas, right?
Yeah.
And have you ever done a Secret Santa where you knew two people was each other's Secret Santa?
I mean, I've done Secret Santa in like in school when I was a teacher. So I would know who teachers had who for sure, and they didn't know.
Or no, it went even better. Have you ever gotten a gift that you like? What the for your Secret Santa? Is like, what did you look at? What I said was the suggestions, or you just grab?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for a kid. You're
Well,
like,
as an
what?
educator and a woman, people think your go-to gifts are fuzzy socks and mugs. When I tell you I got so many mugs and fuzzy socks
I,
on my
I wish I could give you a tour of how many mugs I have as a teacher. I don't even drink coffee, so the fact that folks is just like, and then I think I don't know why the red apple is like the teacher thing. Like I'm like, stop giving me a red. If you give me another mug with a red apple on it,
why is it? Why is an apple with a worm in it at that? What are we learning from that situation? Do you think that it's the thought that counts though? Or do you think it's the price tag? Because some kids, you know what? When Gabrielle was a baby, my dad got her to buy me a mug that was cracked. He says that's the one that she wanted me to have. Why did you encourage this child to give me a broken mug that I could never use? He said it was a thought. It's the thought that counts, not what was in it and all the other things. What you think about that?
I I agree based on the age, right? I believe that like if my child is 5, a handprint is cute. 15, you give me a handprint, I am going to high five that back in your face because at 15, you're getting bread now. You getting birthday money, you getting graduation money, money for good grades. You getting all no, give me something realistic. Like just ask me what I like. You know what I mean? Like don't give me a tie, don't give me a wallet. You know what I mean? Like that stuff I can buy at Marshalls myself. Like I think, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I do not believe it's a price tag situation. Just don't Dollar Tree me. Or is it like a $1.50 tree now or something like that? Whatever.
Ouch.
Don't
You're right. But okay.
don't family dollar me.
What do you think is a good age for the other parent to start buying gifts for you? So like your baby's in high school, she gets money, but my child is not in high school. What age do I have where I can stop buying gifts for the other parent? And vice versa.
That you buy no, you should have stopped a while ago. Once she started getting birthday money,
She don't get money.
I don't buy my daughter get bread. I know off rip. My parents give my daughter $50 off jump, right? So that's 50. There you go. Give me a card and some candy or something. You know what I mean? Don't if you give me a macaroni picture I'm not hanging out in the fridge. I'm throwing it in the pot. We cooking it,
What
and
age?
then I'm gonna serve it to you for dinner.
And cooking it? Okay. That's gonna hurt her feelings. But at what age? What age can they stop giving you homemade gifts?
Once it says teen on your age,
Okay, so
you
10, it's okay.
no,
11.
that's not teen. That's
Right.
not
So
teen
that's
either.
okay. 10, 11, they can still make you a gift.
10, 11, 12 ish, 13 hits around. If that gift is not made in your industrial arts class, like make me a door stopper. That's my favorite basketball team. Make me a thing that says, Dad, you're the greatest, right? But if you roll up on me with something you made in art, don't give me no lopsided vase. That is not going to work at 13.
Tell Charlotte to give
I
you
need,
her next
no,
thing.
don't do that. You know what I mean? Because when I do it back, don't be mad.
How would you do it
Because
back?
I'm
Because you're
going,
not at that age anymore. I got enough of them drawings.
I,
I have enough of her
no, the
drawings.
thoughts are, say, okay, so this year's coming around, right? And I already personally believe that all holidays are made for women, except even Father's Day sometimes. But I believe that. So Christmas with this Secret Santa situation where they were like when they were giving each other both these crappy gifts, right? Maggie, she like shopped for that months in advance. She said, I'm so glad I got these the, after the first, this is the thing. I think you should read the room. After that first gift was given, and she saw that she was talking trash about that first gift, you gotta switch up the game plan. Get your bread up. Go do something different. She kept on the same path, right? And I think that's ignorant.
Let's talk about it though. So Jaleesa felt like she was giving Maggie things that she needed. Maggie thought she was giving her things that she would like and enjoy. Neither one of them
Who
was
gives
okay.
who gives people paper?
I said,
Don't get mad at you get a jacked up gift.
I
Right. Don't get mad
I
at your jacked up and
no,
you
Adam
giving
would tell me if you have no idea what to give somebody, give them something that they need. Because at least you're not wasting no money. So she gave her something that she needed, so she wasn't wasting money. How you know it wasn't a price tag count? When there's gifts like that, it's like every day you have $10 your budget. So she tried to get something that was on budget and that she needed. I don't think she was trying to
they didn't have a budget. Dwayne Wayne had went straight up
Wayne wasn't
and
in
got her.
the Secret Santa. He didn't even live in that dorm.
He wasn't the Secret Santa though. He was Denise's Secret Santa.
No, but he didn't even live in that dorm. It doesn't count.
Which
Those
is weird. Who
made,
the thoughts are? Who did you bribe into getting Denise's Secret Santa? Like you realize she didn't really have one.
yeah, somebody had to have gotten her.
Nobody else got her nothing. So what they pretty much did was Dwayne Wayne found that person and was like, "I got it. Don't worry
Okay.
about it."
I didn't think about that
Which is
because he's
right,
smart. He's
but
right.
he's resourceful. He's not spoiled. He's resourceful.
He's not spoiled. He's resourceful. I'll take that. I'll take that. What's the most expensive gift you've ever gotten?
The most expensive gift I've ever gotten. Turntables. I actually got my actually no, it was the case for my actual controller for DJing. This is a humongous case. It was able to hold my mixer. It was able to hold my turntables, my microphones, everything. I still use it to this day. Um, or I want to say, and are we talking material or are we just talking about gift in general?
Gifts in general, I guess.
The biggest gift, the most expensive gift I've ever gotten was I was kidnapped and brought to Florida on an all expensive paid trip.
That's cute. I was gonna say
That's
my
probably I got and I don't condone people just getting stupid drunk, right? But it's my birthday one year and I got so I'm with the bruhs and I just got so drunk. I never seen that much alcohol. And we was just shotting it, shotting it, shotting it. I woke up, I was in Florida.
you slept
And
the whole.
it was when I tell you, okay, two of my frat brothers in the back seat didn't even know because they was in the gas station, right? And then she went to the gas station as well. I called my mom. Ma, I don't know where I'm at. I see this sign. I think we are like 50 miles from Tampa or something. I don't know. I just want you to know that I'm not in Atlanta. And if I don't make it back,
This is
then
one.
you know what. She already called my mom and told her what it was. And my mom was like, oh, I trust her. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. Who's? And I saw them coming back to the car. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Right. So I just kind of like my head was booming a little bit. She packed my bags, everything, took me to Florida, everything paid for. It was great. And then my other, like my brothers and my nieces and nephews and stuff, they were in on it too. And we was eating somewhere, and I saw them walk up. I was like, "Hey guys, what brings you here today?" And I was like, "I know y'all." And it was like this all humongous thing. It was dope. I can't say that. That's probably the one of the best joints I've had in my lifetime. It was dope.
I kidnapped someone for their birthday. I took someone to
Next one got to step it up.
basically, I took someone to Charleston, and it was a big milestone birthday. And I talked to his parents, his best friends. I got everybody matching t-shirts, the whole night.
Mm,
So she sounds like
that's
she a keeper. I'm obviously not a keeper because we're not together no more. But it was
right, right. And we're not together no more either. So you know, it happens.
it
These
happened.
things happen.
You're
The
right.
gifts don't make the relationship. That
And
tell you
no,
that for
I was
sure.
proud of what I did and in that season of my life. I was happy with it. So I try to
And
honor people on their birthdays now. I didn't start celebrating my birthday for real until I hit 30, but birthdays are a big deal these days. So I try to
you
celebrate it.
know, for years, I really didn't kick it with people like that on my birthday because like everybody was going home for Thanksgiving. People were like with their families and stuff. My birthday is literally like 2 days after Thanksgiving every year. Like it's always, Thanksgiving that Thursday. Come around. Here comes Ray's birthday. Everybody's still gone. You know what I mean? So it was like it wasn't really until one year I was by myself and everybody was out of town. So I thought, and I was like, man, I'm taking myself out. I went out to Buckhead. Now I'm partying with the white folk. I mean, I'm out. I'm going from club hopping, jumping up and down. You know, white people buy you shots so quickly,
Hey,
dude,
you're celebrating?
dude, dude, shot.
Yes.
It's
I like
like turn up, shot, bartender two, let's go, right? So I'm in there drinking, and one of my best friends, she was like, Ray, where you at? And I was like, I'm in Buckhead. You know what I mean? She was like, who you with? I was like, it's just me. She's like, on your birthday? Came out there, like she stopped everything she was doing, came out there to turn up with the kid. You know what I mean? And I think like that really like solidified something within our friendship, right? It was like already we were already super close, but that solidified like, yo, you got me. You know what I mean? Like, no, everybody else is busy, but you made sure you called me. You wanted to see where I was at. You wanted to make sure that I was enjoying myself. You wanted to make sure that I wasn't alone. And I was like, man, that's dope. That's probably the best gift that I've gotten. I'm not the most expensive. It was the best gift because at that time it was what I needed. I already was feeling like I'm tired of being alone on my birthday. So I was already feeling that way. So for her to kind of kill that, after that, I never spent a birthday by myself.
that's
That's
good.
always
Good village. You got a solid village. Okay,
yeah, you
so
know.
we're talking to a range of people, right? So I wanted us to like give like inexpensive gifts that we think are important for the college people trying to be creative in their young adult lives. So something that's like that you can value and give out. Can you think of like three things that might not, it's not gonna break the bank? Because in college you can make $5 stretch if you need to. I'm gonna try to think of something too. Food is always a good
$5.
gift.
What's the limit? What's the limit? $5 is the
I mean, no,
limit.
like say you just a broke college student. Like, what's something that you can give for maybe a girlfriend or like a spouse or a good friend? What are some things? I think food is always a good go-to, right? College kids be hungry.
Food, gift cards. You can never go wrong with a gift card. But like you can really, to be honest, especially during the holidays, you can hit like a what's the store I'm thinking of? with all the lotions and the candles and
Bed Bath
stuff.
and Beyond.
Bed Bath and Beyond, aren't they closed?
Not Bed
I
Bath,
don't know.
Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body
Always
Works.
do those ones.
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
Slide over there, see what deals they got, and you could get, get your candle one. Really for college students, candles aren't good. They can't light them in the dorm. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But lotions, like really small lotions, especially for women, lip balms and stuff like that. They like that stuff. I don't put anything on my lips. I believe that should be all natural. You know what I mean? That's just me. Everybody's not blessed to be that way because there's some crusty lip people out there. And you don't want to be like, oh, DJ Diggy said all natural is the way. And then you go kiss somebody and
Yeah,
cut
he
their
said,
lips. My lips are natural and soft. Everybody else is not like everybody don't get that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted I don't tell
"Alright,
anybody I told you to stop using your lip balm. If you need it,
cars. If they don't have cars, what's another gift they can get?
if they don't have cards,
Cars. I think that a stay home night is a nice little movie, a date night. When I went to UGA at orientation, they told us all the places we could do free dates.
okay. But wait. So these days everything is a delivery. So you can get your Walmart package delivered. You spades cards. For men, give them some playing cards. Yo, look. Boom, boom, boom. Uno for the couple, right?
Yeah.
That's always a good look.
Learn how to play
Heads
spades.
up.
Everybody should know how to play spades in college. Especially,
Right. They should. Everybody don't, but they should. You know what I mean? I would say that. Um Slides. Everybody like a man loves a good pair of slides. You know what I mean? Women too, apparently. Like when you lazy, you don't feel like throwing on them sneaks and you gotta go to the class real quick. Some slide Marshalls will do you right. You know what I mean? And these days you can get everything delivered. So if you ain't got no car, shoot. I just found out recently that Amazon deliver groceries.
yeah, Whole Foods.
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
What
You
size
can
shoes,
get anything.
sir?
Huh?
What size shoes do you wear?
I am a size 9.
Okay.
Perfect size. It looks good. Anything past that, your sneakers start looking like clown shoes.
Nine is a
You know
perfect.
what I mean?
Okay, the last segment, because I feel like this episode is going kind of long. Accepting things you can't control. In college, life happens, right? In this episode, particularly, Whitley had to accept, that woman child that her father was dating.
Right.
Friends had to accept whatever gifts they received and be thankful and grateful for them. And what else was going on in the episode?
Um, I think it is Denise had to hold the secret, right?
Mhm.
Denise can't hold water. I'm gonna throw that out there. Like Denise be her morals kicking. She just be telling. I'm glad she was able to hold this until the last minute. You know what I mean? With Jesus.
I
Every
like that she
episode,
has
she tells
morals, though.
us.
She does, but she does shine her morals. Once you pointed it out, I really hear it now. Whenever I
No,
see
when we was in school, we called girls like that messy.
she's not.
Like she
You
messy.
said that you liked how she like stood up and was kind
No,
and
no, no.
she
I
got
just think like back then it was like, oh, she's so nice and got these morals. In 2025, you're like, man, that girl messy.
really positive. She was encouraging on both sides of the gift, like, oh, this is a nice
But
whatever.
I mean, in general, do you notice in a lot of episodes, Whitley be telling? Not Whitley, but Denise, she be telling.
That's because she has a good conscience. She has a conscience that talks to her all the time. That cricket is on her
Yeah,
shoulder. Every episode, she's talking about something.
Girl,
She's like,
2025, you messy. Denise, you messy, girl. That's what it is.
I want my child to be honest like her and just say what
Stop
needs
telling.
to be said.
Your friends are gonna beat you up. Stop telling all the business. Sometimes it's not your place to tell. Let them tell it how it needs to be told. Stop being the bearer of bad news. You know they say don't kill the messenger. I tell people don't be the messenger.
Don't be the messenger so you don't get killed. I've never
My
heard that
thing,
before, but you got some logic there. It's a little bit.
me and my homeboy going through some stuff. My other homeboy shouldn't step in and be like, yo, I just gotta tell you, yo, like how he says some shady stuff. Like it's
Okay, but Whitley
unfortunate.
did that on the last episode when Dwayne came to tell Denise something, and Whitley immediately flew off the handle and told her about the little teacher. It ain't just Denise.
Right.
And she went
But
overboard.
it was like
Being messy.
it was
This is
like
actually a topic.
it's kind of like I noticed like Whitley's little assistant. She told like off rip. Then she lied. They forced it out of me. Y'all messy.
They're women.
It
They're
then had the nerve. Denise couldn't even hold it in. Denise was like, "I'm sorry that your parents are breaking up." Girl, what? We not even. What you doing? Like who?
forgot about that part. She did,
Dad,
trying to take
you
up
just
for her. She
insert
can't
yourself into my
can't
drama,
hold water. She can't hold water. No.
right? You just inserted yourself in my family drama. Like I'm like, mind your business.
She can't hold water.
I'm so sorry your parents is breaking up, huh? What? My parents what? Like why you in my family? She noticed nobody told her to go to Whitley and say that, and she said
Well,
that.
she has okay. We're gonna get off of Denise. She's my favorite right now. Denise is my favorite.
I ain't laying
What's
no
our
money.
homework? What's our homework for today? I don't think we talked about the homework. Tell me about a time when
Then
you had to see your parents as adults and not just your parents. You talked about, let me see, do I have a moment where I saw my parents as adults? I think when my dad started dating, we were like in high school and seeing these different women, and they were young, but we gave him an age limit. It was weird seeing him as like a man, separating him from just being my dad and him being a man dating these women, and them thinking that they own him and touching all over him. That was weird for me.
me and my dad's first drink. He was like, come on, son, let's hit the bar. Never been out with my dad before. It was like, oh, we here. Hey, what you drinking on, son? I was like nervous to tell him what I was drinking on. My dad, like, he go hard. Like my dad be on some stuff like I got this moonshine. Like I ain't even my bag. I be like, let me get the crown apple and cranberry. My dad, let me get that hard whiskey. You know what I mean? Let me get that Jameson. I be like, Dad, slow down.
How
Yeah,
old?
my dad go. I was I want to say mid 20s. It was like 24, 25.
Me and
Cuz
my
when it
kids
was time for me, I was golden.
international trip together.
Y'all
So
went did what kind
our international, we went to Jamaica, just me and her, no little.
of Nah, okay.
So she saw people like hit on me, and I don't think she's ever experienced that before. And she would have to point out to me that they were hitting on me because I thought they were just being nice. Um, so that happened. These kids walked up to us and tried to hit on both of us. It was
My
weird.
daughter don't play those games. My daughter is like she's so shy, but she be like, My daughter don't. It took a while for her to even accept the goddaughters.
Oh, really?
It was like, man, my daughter's me mugging all her god sisters real hard. They like God dad, my dad. Back up a little bit. You know what I mean? And then especially I'm such a I all my goddaughters are beautiful, right? So I let it be known. I don't if a man is not there to tell them that they're beautiful, they know for a fact that God dad said it. I literally would walk up to them like, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing, cutie?" Right? Because I like if nobody just say nobody else said it, then they say, "Hey, has anybody ever called you beautiful before?" My God, daddy, when he see me, he makes sure that I know that I'm a beautiful black woman, right? Beautiful. I got a Spanish goddaughter too, so it's like it's clear that I'm beautiful because they are. I don't have any ugly goddaughters. If I did, I probably wouldn't have accepted it. They were like, "You be the guy for." Child is a little touched.
Okay. All right. We're here for it. Uh, Before we wrap up, I want to share my favorite line. Let's go there real quick. There were actually two, I think, from this episode. Let me pull it up. Stillman. Mm, No, it's just one. All right. Even though I didn't like Monica, she did say a little nugget from this episode. And it was, if you want to sit around here being evil, go right ahead, girl. Because with or without you, this train is moving on. Now, I picked that line not because of this particular situation, but because you have to decide who you want to put into the world. You have to decide what you're gonna hold, what you're gonna let go, what you're gonna put down. So if you decide to be evil and be mean, life's gonna keep going. People around you are not gonna be fazed by that. So you have to choose who you want to be in the world, how you want to show up. So I like that line because I keep it moving. This whole big move to Houston, I can't sit in negativity. And you mentioned at the very top of the episode about choosing the positives and not the negatives, right? I choose
Mhm.
to be positive. I choose to focus on the good. This podcast is our good. And I'm gonna keep it moving. And whoever want to get on the train, come on. If you don't, stay where you are. Stay at the station. I'm straight with that. What you think?
That was good. That was good. My song has nothing to do with the quote this time, unfortunately.
Okay.
Um, I chose real petty. Like I chose the Jackson Five. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Right,
Hmm.
and I love the song. I just wanna say that I love songs that match certain stuff, but that's not what the song is really about. So like the song has nothing to do with divorce. The song has nothing to do with cheating or anything like that, because Santa Claus was dad
Right.
dressed up as Santa Claus kissing mom, right?
Hmm.
But it was Christmas. Monica kissed dad. That's what popped up in my head. I was like, Jackson 5. I saw
Mommy kisses.
mommy kisses.
So this whole
You know,
divorce episode, you thought about a happy couple trying to celebrate their kid. Gotcha.
nosy kid inserting themselves in the business. That type of situation. And they saw something adult like.
Hmm.
The kid saw something adult like. Whitley saw her dad as a person. He was always been daddy, but he was in a different light.
Yeah, and
And at
different.
that moment, in that moment, when Michael saw, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. He saw mommy in a different light. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's how that. So that's my joint. That's what I'm.
And it was
That's
Christmas.
my.
That's your what?
I said that's my song, and I'm sticking with it.
I support it. I appreciate it. I knew that one, so I appreciate that for sure. All right. So I mean, I guess that's it. We did the homework, we did the topics. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Yo, make sure that y'all hitting the IG, right. Answer the question, do the homework. You know what I mean. You can't graduate unless you do your homework,
Mhm.
and you know, let us shout you out. You know what I mean? You never know. Tell us your experiences college wise, right? Tell us your experiences when you're watching a different world. Tell us how you feeling in the moment, right? Because there's moments where there be some emotional moments, and I didn't realize how much I'm really tapped into my emotions when I'm watching some of that stuff, right? So
We should,
definitely let us know,
I think we should
right?
record the season finale live. We should like go on YouTube and watch the last episode together and then just freestyle the whole episode. What you think?
Let's talk about it.
All right, fam. Remember, words have power, so make your words count.
And like a good beat, keep the vibe going and let the music play.